Tēnā tātou katoa, now mai haere mai koutou kai, tēnā hui o te puari, o hapori o Kāwhia. Greetings to you all, and welcome to today's Kāwhia Community Board meeting. It's 4 o'clock and I declare the meeting open. Opening prayer. Could I ask Board Member Few to say our opening prayer?
O tēnā koe, Jeff. Te tuatahi miha te kia koe te koro matua a Max, o tira kia koe Tania te tumu whakarai, o tira kia koutou te kaunihira o Torohonga, I haere mai koe I runga te rori, nō reira kia koutou hoki te puari o Kāwhia, me koutou hoki te hitori o Kāwhia, nō reira tēnā tātou katoa. Pauhihiri, paurarama, pau o te whakaaro, pau o te tangata, pau o te aroha, te pau e heria nei a tātou, mauri tū, mauri ora, haumi e hui e, tai ki e. Nō reira, tēnā tātou.
Thank you. And I would like to just follow on from Board Member Few and just acknowledge the illustrious leader that's turned up, Mayor Max, and our other illustrious leader, Tania. So thank you. Thank you for being here with a closed road. Did you see the new road that you're going to have to look at improving? Apologies. Any apologies? No. All right, moving on to our public forum. And we have got Jill Ross that's presenting today, and she's got a little idea on a pātaka kai sharing shed. Jill, the floor is yours.
My name is Jill Ross, and I've lived in Kāwhia for 23 years, and I have to start away. I thought about where the Kāwhia country was done, and I look forward to it. Also, last year, first year, I complicated it with getting people, which I gave away to look for the contact connection. And I love my garden and my prepared fruit trees, but we're eating the plants and those. Last year, as I was traveling around the country, I saw a lot of pātaka kai sheds. And I wondered why we wasn't one here in the garden. But I first jumped into what was there has to be an abundance of fruit and vegetables. So here again, in the Friday forward, and hoping that you will think of that something. I have put on the fish over the seals that you can take food to the original not on the fish and the common of the sphere. And I was going to see food and I think it would be great. By the skateboard. I am very willing to volunteer to look after it, cleaning and making sure rubbish and bad consumables are disposed of, because it's complicated. But I think firstly, the first thing, of course, is the consent from the park recreation. So that's here really to get your support. Yes, I can't give you the caution and then
No, that's
in the first one of
If you want to sit down, because what happens now, Jill, is that the board members, if they've got any questions, they'll fire some questions at you. But what will happen now, if the board members have got any questions, they'll fire some questions at you now, and then and once they've done that, it goes into general business later on during the meeting. Well, the board members got any questions?
Well, welcome to the meeting. And so can I just ask, I think it's a great idea. Has there been any consideration given to what the two shops in town that actually sell fruit and veg think about it? Have you talked to them about it, or?
Absolutely no. It's really well in. I haven't seen people's garden and from a fruit tree. Yeah, you know, I can't think how we worry, but it's nice to know.
I think it would be, proof if nothing else to do with, because they may see it as competition in some respects, so, I know
Yeah.
that's the issue, that time, if people should go along with free vegetables and free fruit, then normally they will take it at the store. So that's
I see what you're saying.
yeah. But I think probably, maybe your voters probably wouldn't do that as a conversation. Yeah. That's all.
Good point.
I really don't think that would be much of an issue. We had actually had two of them.
Yes, I just think.
One was like it's out here, big place from, and the guy is where he is,
With a nursery.
Both sort of had a little burst at the start and just stayed back. I don't know what you're doing. Different time of year that you have much produce, so.
Yeah, but there has to be, look, I just have to look around my area and there's fruit trees that are loads. And you go and look at them all on the ground, it's such a shame. With papers. Really well, obviously, you know, the other one is country, I mean, that's, you know, and they just do that, yes. But there will be months where something to use.
Board Member Harper?
The photo I'm looking at, you've got it situated heading to the park. Bearing in mind what Kit said, would it be better to situate it further away from the shops?
Well, my first.
So we're not sort of giving them free choice.
Yeah. And my next one is here, but then I thought, well, we have lots of events here. And then I think the more we want the children to stay in there, but I think the children are going to think, I think they're going to just yeah, yeah. So I mean, if anybody wants to come up,
The concept's pretty good, and the other two seem to be pretty well
well, the two.
frequented, the
Yeah.
other two that they need.
Yeah, and I think the list of Bank Street, and you know, like I said, I was curious to see what we.
Mm.
And
I think it's a good idea, but I just think that, maybe
yeah, by the shop.
so close to the shops may not be a good idea. If it's situated somewhere else, it's probably.
I don't know, it's nothing, yeah.
If I could perhaps suggest an alternative.
Yeah.
Across the road next to Popo, there's a sign, an old sign that was pretty much given to the art group to do something with, and they never had. So maybe put the asset on there. It could be that might be a really good spot to put it there and take the sign away.
Yeah, that's next to the art gallery, and the big sign is really, really, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's an idea.
And just another point, there's a lot of going to country with books, book exchange, free book exchange.
Mm.
And they prove really popular, friends in mine. And I've actually supplied. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
No,
Yeah. Board Member Hugh, you got questions?
Jill, what a fantastic idea. A pātaka kai, a storehouse and a pantry of kai, of fruit and veggies, whatever's around in the community. I think I too see a lot of fruit on that's going wasted. So I totally support and total what your concept is, your presentation today. It's great. Yeah. Yes, and you're willing to take care of it, so that's great.
Yes.
So kia ora, thank you for your presentation.
And if I'm not here, I'll get someone else.
Of course you will. It's me.
Good. Hmm? Next stage. Yeah. We have got a question from Board Member Jeffrey, from Councillor Jeffrey, just who's paying for it. I've explained that will probably be the next stage. I've had a talk to some of the board members here, and there's one or two that are keen to volunteer some time. So I'm pretty sure we can get it done at a reasonable cost. So next stage,
Because there must be a lot of people, you know, like, bills and that. and-
Yeah.
and charges that-
I haven't talked. But let me have a chance to talk to him first. Hang on.
And you-
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't- it's in the state.
I've only got one question because the board members have answered all the questions, and it's just location. I know we talked about over there, but is that visible enough?
So we've
That-
got a passion.
Yeah, is that visible enough? That's all. Yeah,
Down the-
yeah. yeah. So that's yeah. Mm. Mm.
I could just see it.
Yeah.
Basic
Yeah.
research.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first
Good.
choice.
Well, it looks as though the board's all in favour of your proposal anyway, so that's step one. I know ODC's in favour of it as well, you know, so that's step two. So step three will be, we'll sit down and come together with some concept plans. We've done that already. Do some homework with some people that will volunteer their time to help you put some numbers together. I know that I've talked to a few people around town and that there's some good volunteers coming through. Okay. So thank you very much for your presentation. I think it's a fantastic idea.
It's.
Yeah. Oh, he's taken it to the apex. Yeah, he's taken it to the gable top. Yeah, yeah. That would look quite nice actually, though, with a colour. Yeah. Right, I'll pop that into, yeah. I'll pop that into general business so that we can move something saying that we've. Jill? Yeah. Thank you very much, Jill. I really appreciate you coming along and starting that. It's been a long time. You know, I harvested before I got here. So I've got bloody spuds and spaghetti squash and zucchinis and all sorts of stuff sitting in my car. And it'd be good just to drop them off. I've got 30 zucchini. I've got 30 spaghetti squash coming here soon. So can you have this ready by next week? Can you have this ready by next week? No, thank you very much, Jill.
And then you put some.
Yeah.
Usually, one. And, you know, young family would say, oh. Yeah. You know.
Right, we'll get together. Okay. Because the important part's done. And then the next part is the even more important part, which is building the damn thing. Okay? That's okay. We'll get together and we'll work something through. Okay. Great. Thank you very much, Bill. Thank you very much, board members and councillors.
Yeah,
You can stay if you want.
Jill, you can stay if you like.
Yeah.
You can stay if you like. You don't need, yeah, okay.
Damn it. Lost half our audience. No. Moving on. Any late items? No late items. Declarations of conflict of interest. Anyone got a conflict of interest? Was there anything that's getting talked about today? It's just there's one item at the right at the end. Put that over there. And confirmations of the minutes. You've all read the minutes from our last meeting. And can I please take this opportunity to thank board member Hugh for deputising for me that day. Much appreciated. Do I have a mover that the minutes are true and correct? Someone that was there? Yeah, Dave. Yeah. Got a seconder? All those in favour? Against?
Right.
Carried. Moving straight on to item 23, which is a decision report. Item 23 is the Kāwhia Aotea Oparau concept plan getting presented by Ross McNeil. Go right to the back page.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
So apologies that we weren't able to get this section in the version that was circulated originally, but it was in the version that was sent out last night. So just I think it's very different process that we're going through. Process and that is really about gathering feedback. So the inputs and outcomes section which we've got is really a translation of the challenges and opportunities that are in the early versions of brought through and that provides early feedback through to the action plan that is in the document. So there shouldn't be any surprises in things that want to be flagged in this additional section for you. The plan is to have the draft finalised, so taking any further feedback, going through we get that ready for the council agenda later this month, because we'll be asking the council at that stage to adopt as a draft this and the rural concept plan, so we start the formal engagement process, which will kick off on the 28th of March and run through to really looking for your endorsement or ongoing this endorsement around where we've got to, and that we have the subject obviously to apply around the requirements and changes we put together in the council still as a draft, and it will go out as a draft. And we'll be inviting further feedback. So this is a continuation of that engagement process that we started last year. And the thinking is that because we're going to run parallel we will have a hearing today here in Kāwhia for both concept plan and long-term plan. And the thinking is that that hearing will be combined council, board, and representatives, which is the model that we will honour concept plan process. And then ultimately we'll come back to the board and endorse the changes that are proposed to this document, going ahead of council adoption at the end of June. If you could take questions.
Yeah, Ross, thanks for this. Just a quick question, matter of interest more than anything. In the document that we emailed out, there was still some blank pages that still need to be filled in. Yes. So obviously that'd be completed in time for the 28th.
We're hopeful.
Yes.
Yes.
Just as a matter of interest, the page that you set aside for problems, problems and so on, where are you getting those from?
So we've been engaging with the folks who have been attending the Mana Whenua Hui, and Kathy Holland here has agreed to kind of coordinate that process on behalf of so I've got the line to Kathy just to check in as to where she's at with her process, and mindful that that will still be, I guess, or also be an iterative process. So while that might reflect a starting point with the endorsement of those that are involved in that process, we're still looking to get, well, that's open for feedback as well. So
Cool. Thank you.
Some of that time frame again, when you were saying that the have a community meeting, we'll discuss the long term that and the concept.
So that's the hearings. So on the 26th of this month, the council will consider this plan as draft and the rural plan as draft, and also the consultation document, and the supporting documents for the long-term plan. Subject to those being signed off as draft for consultation by council, will commence the consultation on Thursday, the 28th of March, which is just before Easter, and then we'll run through to, I think it's Monday, the 26th of April, and we will be here, I think it's the 20th of April, so we'll have another drop-in session as we've done before, and as previously, it'll be a two-pronged thing. One aspect will be encouraging feedback on the draft concept plan, and the other will be the similar one, rural plan and Kāwhia Saturday before, and in between we'll have a session out at Kāwhia. It's on Thursday. Again, we haven't set the date yet for the hearings of submissions to both plans. So we'll get that out for you. But that will be
No, it's a lot of hard work's gone on this, Ross, with you and your approach. Yeah. It must have been a good part of the process. It's, it's good to see it's getting, things are getting listened to and things are getting added and withdrawn, and a good working document, this one. That's for sure. I'm looking forward to the next stage.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
in the agenda has changed to the implementation plan. So that's a starting point. We want to do a feedback around what they see are the priorities. We've given a sense check in terms of are these short, as in the next 3-year type of project, medium, next 10 years, or long term, more than 10 years. And so the specific focus we'll be bringing to those engagement sessions is getting feedback from people as to what they see as priorities. And obviously, if there's anything that's been missed in the process today, what would they like to see?
So that the timing and the introduction of the plan and at what part you'll do each part of it. Will that be when the actual concept plan is adopted in June?
The
time frame.
implementation. So we'll need to do so we'll take obviously the feedback around the priorities in particular and look at that in the context of the priorities that have already been identified for all the town concept plan. So we'll have sort of 3 sets of priorities here, this area, the rural area, and then the town area, and look at the budget. I have to come back through the boards, probably both boards, and Kāwhia and then council what an agreed implementation looks like, given we will always do bear in mind too that Kāwhia's had the first crack at some of the implementation.
Right, this is a decision report. So the staff recommendation is, I'll move that. The staff recommendation is that the Kāwhia Community Board endorses the proposed draft Kāwhia Aotea Aoparau concept plan, noting that any further changes to be made and recommends that the proposed draft be approved by the Otaronga District Council by community consultation in April 2024. I'll move that way. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Board Member Hughes, all those in favour? It's carried. Thank you, Ross. Information only reports, nothing. Public excluded? No. Board projects. Kāwhia storyboards.
O tēnā tātou. Last hui we had Frank Thorne that joined us online and gave us an update. I made contact with Frank the other day and work in progress still, but very excited about the project. That's the report.
Thank you. Very good report. Just that's the storyboards for here. Councillor Jeffries, what's happening with the road sign at Kāwhia on the turn off saying Kāwhia?
That's a good question. I don't know where we're at with that. It's been raised in a number of people. And you know the one.
Yeah, it's definitely sitting with the people that claim they've got all the designs ready for us to. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to make a design, and it'll be pretty plain and it'll be pretty ordinary.
Just sort through where we're at. So there's been some progress on it.
No, I mean, it's nothing to do with staff. I
Because
mean,
it's local, John. It was
it's a local input deal, and yeah,
wasn't the top ladies doing
Yeah.
something?
Are we talking about the same song?
Yeah, the Kāwhia, you know, historic Kāwhia.
To you,
Yeah.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
If no one has picked this up, I will pick it up. I'll follow it through.
Add it to your list.
There's the sign that Jim Weber had
that's
put
the
up.
one. Yeah.
Where it says historic Kāwhia
So-
party.
Hang on, just to give you an update. Where we arrived at in the discussions was that we would be replacing that sign,
Mhm.
and we would look to replicate that sign on the southern side as the roads to Kāwhia, so that people coming from both directions would get ample warning. So there'd be one somewhere around, I think we'll put it in Tana's front yard. Why, we've got an accommodating landowner.
It's got the space, got a bit of space at the front too without a fence.
Sorry, that bit is totally a jest, that's not a firm.
Thank you,
commitment.
Nick. Thank you.
But
Board
yeah,
Member Hughes.
so it's one design, two locations, and
Just as some background to that thing, that sign was, from memory, was the design of it was actually done by local artists at the time, I think. And it was floated past the board to get approved the designs, and then they went ahead with them. So I'm not trying to preempt it, and I'm just saying that might be an approach that you can think about, is maybe involving local people, local artists.
I'll bring something back to the next meeting through you.
Cool.
I think we also talked about a common theme for signage.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
we're consistent with what we're doing in the towns.
With the
what-
branding name.
The branding, yeah, that's the word I'm
That's
after.
what I
Thank you.
Yeah, branding.
Bring it back in
Yeah, I
line here and
understand.
then we can all.
Yeah.
Get the same thing going. Okay. Thank you
Mhm.
very much for that. Board member updates. Starting with Dave, board member.
Okay,
Well-
I thought it was going to be on our agenda last meeting to discuss the seating in park. No, it's for talk say I need for the concept plan, but the concept plan says seating in the park.
Yeah, we had that meeting, yeah.
We've already made a decision in this board.
Yeah, well, remember, we had that meeting in October before the October board meeting,
Yeah,
and we all sat around and had a look at sitting around the park, and we all agreed to leave it to the,
the concept plan,
The
or
concept plan.
seating in the concept plan.
Yeah.
There's nothing definite, so.
that'll be,
Should we be discussing the definite, because we've had it already brought up past in our meeting?
well, come, I'll throw you ideas at Ross. And I actually, the being passed at meetings and things like that, I got Kāwhia to go through our minutes to find if there was anything passed at meetings, and she went back to 2018. Couldn't find
Do you
anything.
remember this?
Yeah.
Was you-
Was it-
you
was it-
voted for it, and it was-
Nothing was voted, it was discussed.
From the last meeting you're talking about?
No, this-
When we
First originally, yeah.
Was when you, the change when we moved.
Yeah, that's, how long ago is that? It was 4 years, 5 years?
In my last term, and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
term, my first term, we had discussed
Yeah.
it.
4 years ago, but I
Yeah.
see nothing action from there.
We did have the meeting, pre-meeting in October though, Dave, saying that we'll wait until the concept plan comes in with their idea, and we're only months away from that now.
Yeah, but I think we should discuss it a bit more about ourselves.
Well, that-
we're the board and South community that we're-
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. So when the final draft of the concept plan comes back to us, that's when we can have our input.
Should we discuss it unfortunately?
I would wait until that final draft comes through. We agreed to do that, didn't we? Do we, well, hang on, let's say it was thorough. Do we all agree that there needs to be more seating at Omidi Reserve?
Yeah.
Yes, great.
It's just where it goes.
It's just where it goes.
Through you,
And-
Mr.
Yeah.
Through you, Mr. Chair. A few meetings ago, we had met as a Rōwhī too, and we did a walkthrough.
Yeah.
So we've done that, and I think we're at the next step now with the discussion on where. Hey,
Well, like I say, when the concept plan comes in, let's all get, if you got some input for seats, go and see Ross, put it in there. Okay? We can't discuss it here, because there's nothing to discuss. We can't walk around the park again, Dave. Right? And I couldn't find, Kai could not find anything there. There was a resolution passed to put extra seating in the park. Apart from this one. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she found where it was discussed, absolutely. Right? And then we've discussed it a few times saying, let's wait for the concept plan to come through. And we're only months away from that now. And we all agree that there is seating needed in the park. It's just that the expert comes up with where things should be. And from there, we'll decide. So we've got an opportunity next 2 months on.
I personally think we should be discussing that.
We will be. Yes, we will be.
Make a recommendation.
Yeah, we will be, Dave.
Through the chair.
Hang on.
We'll have an opportunity to prioritise.
Yeah.
At the end of the concept plan.
Yeah.
We will have an opportunity
Yeah.
as a board to prioritise, with our priorities, to get the seating done.
Yeah.
Well,
Fine, cool.
that's a choice we'll make, isn't it?
Yeah, very good. Very good point. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we've got the KCB meeting in June where we endorse the updated draft concept plan, okay? That's the time we can add our bit. Okay? But we don't disagree we need extra seating. Okay? We never disagree with that. Okay? You good with that?
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, so Mr. Chair, can I just, in the working.
Yep.
You know, what things translate into the plan. So the goal would be like you want to get everything translated into the plan and start looking at the base. When you call it a thing that you can do.
Great. So we're not far away from it. Like 2 months, 3 months. And then we'll all sit down and have a good kurorua about where things should be. Anything else, Dave? No? So you're right. Councillor Cook, Councillor Jeffrey.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chairman. I've actually got quite a few things if you can bear with me for a while. But is it appropriate to introduce
You pick the best three.
this week? Can we-
Oh, well, yeah.
introduce those?
Well, I was going to say till the end of the meeting, the more informal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's been a very busy month. We've had a number of workshops, including the workshop here on the 14th of February for the concept planning. On the 21st of February, I had a meeting with Patricia, and I'm not too sure how to pronounce Patricia's surname. It's either Whiteman or Witchman. Anyway, it was discussion on suicide prevention, and Patricia is very keen on making a presentation at some stage in the future to the board. She's not asking for money or anything. I think it's just to make, to raise the profile and the awareness of the issue of suicide. And well, I won't say any more about it. I think you're all aware that something that on the 23rd of February, I attended the Te Tairo Park in Milana meeting, and I just got a few notes here that I thought might be of interest to you. Young Kelly Dockery is looking at introducing a tracking program around the town for possums and rats and things, and that's going to be a holiday program, so that's underway. Daisy Scott talked about funding for the Onapū Trust for a survey of vehicle types and numbers going around to Ocean Beach. And Malcolm Ormsby indicated that they're looking at a camera to record movements and access, what they call the access trail, to try and just get a feel for the number of vehicles and the types of vehicles that are going around. It's not intended to be a police. The Coastal Conference, which is coming up in next week. Is it next week? Yeah. There's 130 registered for the conference, 84 of them are staying at Mākatūmera, and that's going to be a real big deal for the town over 3 days. And there was also a report on a visit that was made to Te Kāwhia Lodge, looking at the Te Kāwhia Park up there. And apparently, I might have this wrong, but I understand that DOC are actually trying to not so much back out of the involved, but try to minimise the effort that they put into it. And there was a suggestion that maybe Te Taira could act as an umbrella group to look at taking over the management, if you like, of Te Kāwhia Park. So there's a lot of water to go under the bridge with that one. And they were talking about possibly needing up to 15 staff to do that. So I suggested to Malcolm that the best thing he could do in the short term would be to talk to Ellie Freestone and just get an indication or feel for them as to what some advice from them, if you like, in terms of what she thought their chances of getting jobs through that, mainly through the Mayor's Task Force jobs, I assume. So that was pretty much that one. On the 27th of February, we had a council meeting. Council agreed to proceed with the draft long-term plan public consultation. However, there are some concerns that remain about the level of increases in the proposed rates for 24-25. Kāwhia's percentage increase being the largest of the 3 rating areas. So elected members are still able to make a submission to the draft consultation document if they seek changes to their proposed budgets. So that opportunity is coming up. 28th February was the Club Mud triathlon here, and that was when I first met Senior Constable Craig over here. Craig, I'm sorry, I'm not too sure how to pronounce your surname. Is it Lemon? 2nd of March was the Awaroa Sports, great day, 80th anniversary out there, and they had record crowds out there, and the day itself was a beautiful day. We couldn't have got a better day for it. They actually had the world champion wood chop there that day, and there was some great competition there in the wood chops. I just can't think of it. Sorry. Yesterday I attended a shareholders' day at the Hamilton Airport, and that was really interesting as well. I've got a number of other items here, Mr. Chairman, which are probably more general business, but I can raise them now or leave it till.
I can put general business in at the bottom of the board members.
No,
Well, we want to talk about the Pātaka guys general business anyway, just to get approval for that. So.
Okay. And just a reminder, perhaps coming up, we've got the Potais here, Rakanui, Waipapa and Mākatū next week. The Coastal Conference on the 21 and 22nd of March. There's a risk insurance meeting at Council on the 20th of March. And just a reminder too, state highway closures. We had one today, but there's 3 weeks to be 3 weeks in April. The dates for those are still to be confirmed. You need to think about alternative routes, either down to Okapata, or if you want to take the long road home, go out through Ken and Waitoma if you want to do it that way. And a reminder too that Anzac Day is only 5 weeks away, 6 weeks away. And that's marking 110 years of the commencement of World War I. So that should be quite significant too. Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Chairman. I'll raise those other issues in GB. Yep.
Thank you. Richard?
Oh, kia ora, tēnā tātou. I think you pretty much covered it for all of us. Kit, so kia ora for that. But I was just going to bring up about the Pokai rounds for Narona for next week, starting at Rako Nui on Monday, then Waipapa Tuesday, then down to Makatu on Wednesday. And there's also the Tūranga Waiwai Regatta, which is on Saturday. Yeah,
This Saturday.
following next Saturday. So yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. Nō reira, tēnā tātou. That's me.
Just a couple. I want to thank while Craig's here. Craig's the temporary replacement, and we'll have quite an opportunity to meet board members informally at the end of the thing, Craig. So, but if you could pass back to Jimmy our appreciation. I know he's had some recent success in tracking some of them down. Okay? So well done. We really appreciate that. But if you could just, when the board meeting closes, you can wander around and say hello. Have you met Max, the mayor, sitting next to you? Yeah, and Tanya. Thank you. Good. And I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank ODC and Nadia Cairo for the way they handled the damage to our very important tree down there, down at the foreshore. That was handled smoothly, quietly, and quickly. So my thanks to those two bodies that were involved in that. And of course, an opportunity to thank ODC too because I didn't attend the February meeting for their input into the Kāwhia whaleboat regatta that happened in January the 1st, New Year's Day. That's getting more and more expensive for Alan and Sandra to run, and so my thank you to ODC and Waipa Networks, Lines Company for helping that one out. I went to move the Tanana that was here a couple of weeks ago. Well organised. I was early in the morning, about 10 o'clock, so it wasn't a huge amount of people there. Any feedback on numbers during the day? No?
Haven't seen anything.
No?
I've heard that Cats didn't get as many people as they were hoping.
Yeah. Well, it certainly might have something to do with the cancellation the week before with the weather. I mean, I can't imagine the logistical needs to try and sort that one out with trying to get all your stall holders together again. That was, yeah. It was positive and vibey and very good. Okay? With Kit and the other board members that have popped along to the long-term plan meetings, thank you. That's been an eye-opener for us all, and we thank Tanya and Max for including your little community board in that one. Okay, I hope we've had some input in it. And that is all for me. And Craig, if you could just stay at the end of the meeting, and it's not far away. Yeah.
I have just the last couple of weeks been talking to Hutu King, Royal Kāwhia, about a sailing store here in Kāwhia. And he's had a keep it, but he was actually going to bring the subject up with the king. And try, with the line that, we could be leading the country here, being the first year to have a sailing school. Which we all sailed here originally. So Hutu's keen on the idea, he was going to bring it up to the king. So still pushing along.
Good.
Cool idea.
Good. Thank you. That's good input. Thank you. Separate, yeah. The sailing, I like them with the waka that's out there now, that sort of sailing, or?
Well, just teaching it.
Okay, yeah.
We've done a deal with boat clubs.
Yeah.
There was kids got done with boat clubs.
Yeah.
And they basically say we can have them used for the sailing school, but what they'll tell you is it's way better to have it down at the boat ramp than they get.
Yeah.
The current thing applied that.
Yeah.
But then again, part of my discussion with him was about a shed, put them in, and where would it go?
Yeah.
And how well it goes. But we're on the track here, so we'll keep up the date with it.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've got water and wind and boats. And an amazing instructor. Hey. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we'd have an enthusiastic board for that one too. Thank you, Dave. You've got a couple of quick ones for general business. councillor?
Yeah, did we deal?
Yep. Yeah, Richard said it.
We just had a feedback, didn't we?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You've had you had nothing for board member update, eh?
Have I got,
You didn't have anything for your board member update? No.
Okay, well, very quickly then, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Just to let the board know that, the chairman, Jeff, and I met with Gary Pinney regarding his concerns about the speeding traffic down Wairua Street. So I had that meeting, it went off very well, I thought, Jeff. I think Gary understands that the wheels of bureaucracy do tend to grind on fairly slowly at times, so it's not going to happen overnight, but it's definitely on the radar to have a look at. So that was a good news. The parking problems at Kāwhia are still an issue. I know that there have been some ongoing discussions being held with the landowners of the boat park down there to open up that area in order to provide additional parking. So it's, I don't know whether for you, Mr. Chairman, whether Max has got any update on any progress with that. Nothing.
Discussions ongoing.
Thanks.
And I understand that Jamie Tamaki's doing something for us.
Yeah, the damage to Tangi Te Wharawhiti, yeah, all protocols covered off and a large number of the trees being removed from the beach. And staff are following up on whether the two fishing trawlers, there's two operating out of Kāwhia Harbour, are actually paying for the use of the wharf. There's tons of fish coming over that wharf, and we're not too sure whether actually they're paying for the use of it. So we'll certainly explore that. And just a plea from me, can we please have the arms on our chairs recovered, Mr. Chairman?
I think, sorry, can advise that the cost of recovering them is probably more than the chairs are worth.
Yes.
Just the arms.
No, full stop. Any work on the chairs is more expensive than.
We'll be right. Bring a hanky, bring a tea towel.
Yeah, bring a roll of duct tape.
Yeah.
just a question, and from over the speed bump issue. I raised it at the last meeting. I'm still concerned that we're not getting people in Kāwhia to fill out the correct form so that the council can act on their issues. And I've been around and spoken to people that have complained about tar, that have complained about this, complained about that, and I've asked them, have you filled out an incident report? Because that's our way of capturing it in fairness to everyone, and there's a process to follow. I was very surprised to find that people did not know that. And so I think that we have to encourage the people of Kāwhia to use the system that's in place, because it's a good system for us all. Everyone gets a fair go. So I think that we have to do that. I don't know whether it's of any use to us to maybe have those incident forms available at the library. But I don't know that, but it just concerns me that we can be reacting to comments that, if you look at them carefully, those comments can be quite erroneous about, issues or the extent of the issue.
Have we all got the
If people want to complain, they should put it into those forms so that the council has something concrete that they can deal with.
Have we all got the Ateno Act on our phones? The Council Reporting Act? Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, obviously no, right, two of us have got it. There's an app that the council use, Ateno, A-N-T-E-N-N-O. Download that, great little system. And it's, everything's logged on and it's acted on because it's captured.
Yeah, and we should be encouraging
so
people of Kāwhia to use that.
Whenever anyone approaches me, I show them a little app on my phone. I said, download that, simple to use. You send a photo because the GPS location of the photo is all you need. Boom, little map comes up. If you're not where you took the photo, you pull the map up, move your little pin to where the incident happened.
It's probably a little bit above my pay scale.
You can find a young person. Okay, I'm older than you. I can handle it. But please get that app. Get that app. Okay, and that's. Right?
This is what you're saying about we don't get a complaint from when you put Check it down, clear place, and I didn't respond to that purposely. She was complaining that she had blocked access between 4 and 7 in the morning. They say to get out of there, which is not really true. Just folks are queuing up,
Yeah.
they need to get out, someone would have just stopped and let you out. My big thing is, you know, you don't go and buy a house right, almost right beside the boat ramp, and you claim that people are using it.
But once again, a tenno, get them to log it in. It's a simple little thing that and it is tabulated and worked on. Huh? So
I've got a photo which I haven't bothered to circulate photo just today to remind me that. I think it was either the one base, it must have been the one base version, I think. I took a photograph, opening going down the street, going to the very first boat ramp. And there were vehicles and trailers actually physically parked on footpaths, so that anyone wanting to, any pedestrian wanting to go down the streets actually had to go out onto the road to go down to the beach. So there are some safety concerns.
That one-base competition seems to me it brings a lot of business into the town. I had they were backed up at the gas station. You couldn't get into the gas station. They were in there buying all sorts. So we've got to take that into consideration. The local yacht boat, you know, this is their big time. This is where they make their money. They employ people in Kāwhia. So we can't be trying to make it too restrictive for these organisations to run stuff. It's good for us for it to be happening for people to come in. So, you know.
Yeah, I certainly agree though.
Yes, I believe the residents have to show a bit of tolerance.
I do. We all, I'm well aware of the, you know, we're all well aware of the issues that's involved with parking around the boat ramp, and there's work going on in the background trying to resolve some things. So let's just wait until we get that report back from Councillor Tamaki and Max, and we can see where we can go from there. Okay, I've got some ideas for it, but let's see where the negotiations with the landowners go first. Okay.
Through you, Mr. Chair, when there's emails being sent between you and Kit, can you please include the rest of us, just so that we are up to date on what's happening within the community?
I usually do.
Yeah.
No, there was just a couple that I came in late, so hence why I'm bringing it up now.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
So yeah, just when there's emails going backwards and forwards, include all of us so that we know what's going on. Thank you.
Moving on now to the Community Board Discretionary Fund. Following the grant made in December, the board has 4,700 excluding to give away, to allocate. There was the 862 was approved in the last meeting, so that runs out in June. Okay, so with that, we all agreed with that Pātaka Kai proposal. Right? So I think that's something that could, you know, that could get into that. You've got your storyboards, Hinger, haven't you? That we need to put some aside for. So if all board members could just be aware of, you know, we've got some criteria there. So
Through you, Mr. Chair, for the storyboards, I can source some funding.
can you?
I just
Okay.
it's work in progress as well, but I've got an avenue for funding for the storyboards.
Yeah, great. Good, thank you for that. And we've all had a wee chat about, you know, the discretionary fund and how to manage it going forward. So thank you very much, all of you, for your input in that, in those discussions.
Just a little update for everybody as well. I've been talking to the owner of the Foursquare or bakery. He's planning on painting the old rusty snapper building, giving it a bit of a dress up. He's not going to open it and say because it needs too much wood. So at least he's taken the to go that step forward, present it better to the public. So,
Is your paint, is the Oklahoma Development Board, the Business Development Board's painting thing still going? Yeah. Please. Yeah. 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 We're of that little, what's happening in Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Business Development Board has got on board with a lot of the business owners around there, and they're painting a lot of shop fronts out there, and it's really smart. Thank you. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. Thank you, Dave. Yeah.
And just one thing here, so is that I agree with what we've got the
Okay, good. Very, Richard, are you okay with where the Pātaka Kai's proposed? Hang on. You okay with the Pātaka Kai going?
Fine.
Yeah, great. That's good. Thank you for that. Moving on to our resolution. Resolution register. There's only one sitting there. And asset managed, last page, page 8. Asset managed Pam. Yep. That's still getting worked on. So we'll leave that one there. Yeah, that stays there. All right. Very good.
And just one more thing here before we take them in, I'd just like to put my apologies in the next meeting.
Yeah. Long trip.
More good.
Oh, your niece, your granddaughter that runs like the wind.
I'm a bank partner.
She's the athlete, eh? That the one, yeah. Yeah, well done. Yeah. Yeah, with a photo. Okay, good on you. Thank you, Dave. Well, if I could have the closing karakia, please, from.
O tēnā tātou, tino pai tō tātou hui i te aihahi nei. Nō reira tēnā koe a koro tahi, Max koro ko Tania, e pāua ki tahara mai ki konei ki Kāwhia, nā mihi nui ki a koroa. O tira ki a koutou te kaunihira o Otorohanga, Dave. Me te mihi atu ki a koe hoki te prihi mana hou, ka whakarongo ki tō kōrero a muri o tēnei, me te poari o Kāwhia. Nō reira tēnā tātou. Kia nihata whatu manawa, kia manawa nui, kia manawa roa, tū te iwi, ora te iwi, mana te iwi e. Nō reira, tēnā tātou.
And it is 4:57 and I declare the meeting closed in harmony. Thank you.